and say sorry for interrupting. Today we're going to be looking at 4 piano chords which can be used to play hundreds of different songs. One chord progression, it's really, really easy. You don't have to move up and down the piano. This is complete beginner stuff. I'm going to teach you what the chord progression is, how to play it, where it is on the piano, and most importantly, how to remember it. How to make sure that when you turn this video off, you will remember how to play it, and you'll be able to play it again and again and again. I've got a link for a full in-depth guide written out if you want to see that in the description bar below. Let's get started on how to play these easy 4 chords for piano. So 4 chords: C major, G major, A minor, F major. They're not technically those chords. That is C major, that's a variation, that's an A minor 7, and yeah, that's a variation as well. But for the purposes of this, that's what we're calling them, because they basically are. C major, G major, A minor, and F major. Let's start with our left hand. Right, so what we're going to do first is we're going to learn what the notes are, and then I'm going to teach you how to really drill them into your brain. Because the biggest thing when people are learning and when I'm teaching anything is that you can show someone what to do. I mean, that's great, but once it's over, once someone stops showing you what to do, you don't know what you're doing anymore. Left hand, we've got C, so thumb is on C. We've got B, second finger on B, and then we've got A, so third finger on A, little finger on F. So our hand is not moving. Both hands actually do not move from this position. Both of your thumbs stay on C's. You do not move, you don't move around the piano, you don't have to do anything like that, you just stay there. So anyway, back to left hand. C, B, A, F. So what I want you to do now is I want you to play that at least 4 times. 6 times is great, 8 times even better, 10 times you're going to start to really hate what you're doing because that's a little bit too much. I'm going to teach you how to learn what you are playing, and this is transferable to anything you play in the future. Rote learning works. It sounds so old-fashioned, but it really does work. So don't skip, don't get to one point and just think, oh, I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go right to the end and learn exactly how to play it. You can, but you won't remember it and you won't be able to play it properly. So do it properly, do the whole video, and I promise you, you will be able to play it like an absolute pro. The best way to learn a pattern of notes is to use rhythms. It works every single time. I think it's something about playing it harder because you're playing it in a rhythm makes it harder than playing it normally. The harder something is, the more you have to work at it and the more your memory has to try and remember what you're doing because it's so hard. So then when you take it back down to being easy and just playing it straight, your brain's like, oh, okay, I can do that, that's easy. The rhythms we're going to do first is going to be long, short, long, short. Long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short. So the same thing applies. Once you've done that, I want you to do it 4 times. Pause the video, do that 4 times. Long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, like that. Second rhythm then, short, long, short, long. It's like the Pink Panther. That's how I always used to remember it if I used to like forget it. It's like the Pink Panther theme. Dun-dun, dun-dun. short, long, short, long. Pause the video, do that 4 times. Third rhythm then. This one is long, short, short, short. Long, short, short, short. This is a little bit harder. If you're struggling with anyone, slow it down. The easiest way to make something easier is to slow it down, okay? So if you need to play it much slower, then play it much slower. Pause the video, do that 4 times. Last one then, we're going to do the opposite of that one, so it's short, long, long, long. Pause the video, do that 4 times. So now we've got our left hand. Now the last thing I want you to do for your left hand is just do it 1 more time, well, 4 more times, normally. Just pause the video 1 more time and just do that 4 times. Your left hand is basically done. All you've got to do is put it with your right hand. So your left hand you can just kind of leave now and just ignore. Actually, what we're going to be playing is... I think it's a good idea now to say I have a PDF file. I was going to wait to the end, but actually, let's do it now. PDF file which has all of the chords on it written out, so that you don't have to remember them. You can have a sheet which says all of your chords on them. Go to the description bar below. You will see a link. If you press on that link, then it will take you to a page that looks like this. All you have to do is put in your first name and your email address and it'll be sent to your inbox. It's completely free, like absolutely free. There's no cost in it at all at any point. Do that now and then print it out or have it on your laptop or your iPad or something and just have it next to you, and that's probably a really easy way to do this next bit. First section to playing the right hand is just the outside bit. So all you need to do is play your C with your thumb, your G with your little finger, and you're just going to play it 4 times together. Okay, 1 more time. That's it. That's the outside bit of your right hand. What we're going to do now is let's try and put it together with the left hand. The secret to this is making sure that your left hand can just do it on its own. Don't even have to look. Don't even have to worry about the left hand. Let's do it 1 more time. Now what we want to do now is put this with it. So like I said, if you need to slow it down, slow it right down. And what you need to think is just look at your left hand, because your right hand's not doing anything different. It's just playing these. That's all it's doing. You don't have to look at that. Do that as many times as it takes for you to be able to just not even look. Do that as many times as you need to do it. Pause the video, don't continue until you get this bit right. Let's do the rest of the right hand. So we've got this bit. Now we've got to look at the inside. This is what it is all together. Okay, so can you see we're just literally playing the E with your 3rd finger, down to the D with your 2nd finger, back to the E, and then up to the F with your 4th finger. Now guess what? We can do the rhythms. If you haven't got the PDF already, go and get it, because at the bottom of the PDF, it has all your rhythms on it. And then I want you to play this using those rhythms. And then you'll be actually actively learning yourself. You'll be looking at what rhythm you want to use and you'll be implementing it. And that is so much more powerful than just listening to someone tell you what to do. Okay, so go and do that. Pause the video, play all the rhythms 4 times, and then come back. Let's try and putting it together now. We've got, starting off with the C and the G, obviously, and then we've got E. And then moving down to the D. And moving back to the E. And then we're moving up to the F. Now I want you to do that at least 4 times. If you're struggling with this bit, getting it all together, then a good way to do is to isolate it. So we're just going to look at the first chord and then the second chord. Just practice that. Going from 1 to 2. Just do that 8 times, 12 times, and then move on to the third and the fourth chord. And then up to... Okay, do that 4, 8, 12 times, and then come back and do it all. If something's difficult, isolate it, cut it down, make it easier. Now we've got to put it all together. We've got C. Do this again. Get it back in your brain. Now we're going down to the B and to the D, so we're actually just going second fingers. Now this one's slightly harder because you're going up there and down there. You're kind of going outwards. Like that, so third fingers, and then fifth finger over here and fourth finger here. Okay? Second fingers, third fingers outwards, 5 and 4. Now do that 4 times, 8 times, as many times as you need. Again, if you need to isolate it, just do that 4 times. And then go on to the next one. Then put it back together. That's it. There is a perfectly good chord progression. Now, if you want it to sound more professional, if you want to make it more impressive, if you want to be using your own songs and making your own stuff up with this chord progression, then you want it to sound a little bit more interesting. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make it sound a little bit more professional with patterns, okay? So the first one we're going to do is just rhythm. All you have to do here is just literally switch up the rhythm. You can do any rhythm you like. Left hand, right hand, left hand, then do it faster. Right, left, right. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Another one you can do is to make it more like an arpeggio. To play it like this, start at the top of the chord. So this is our first chord, so we're going to start here, we're going to start the G. So all you do is play them all separately, going down. So play it all the way through, twice, and then just to the second note. And then the second time it will be... Okay, and then back to this one. And then last one. And that's all it is. And you can add your left hand a few more times throughout it, so every single time I get to the top of the chord, I'm adding a left hand. Yeah? So play around with it. So those are your 2 extra little bits you can do. But like I said, this on its own is already a really, really good, strong chord progression. If you want to use the pedal with this one, which I do, just make sure you lift it up every time you repeat a section. Lift, 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 lift. Okay, so every single time you're kind of like a new little section. And that's it.
Okay, so that is it. Hopefully now you've got a really good grasp on these 4 chords, how to play them. You'll be able to play them easily without the video, just on your own, because you should remember them now. Remember, in the description bar below, there is a full in-depth guide and the PDF printable. It's in the description bar below. Please like and subscribe. It really, really helps me. Obviously, I've just started out. I'm going to be doing loads of tutorials on piano chords, on different techniques of playing the piano, loads and loads of different stuff, all about that. Okay, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. Don't look at yourself, Sophie. Bobby!